so she's an award-winning gospel artist. She started singing from the age of 5. She actually had a debut EP in 2003 called All the Praise, and then went on to another album in 2013 called Unique Perspectives. And then she actually has another track out, Take Me to the King by the famous Tamala Man, and this is with a reggae kind of feel to it, which is so unique. Natalie, thank you ever so much for joining. How are you doing?
My pleasure. I'm enjoying the sunshine at the moment. It's my birthday in a couple of days and I'm just loving it. I know we're under lockdown. I know there's lots of stuff going on in the world, but I'm enjoying the time that I've got. So I'm good. I'm all good.
One thing that I always remember you by when I hear the words Natalie and then I hear Pearl after it is that you've got a smile on your face.
Always.
So how do you do it? I mean, especially at this time and there's so much negativity around, what do you actually do to reverse that negativity to positivity?
Do you know what? It's not so much that I reverse it, it's just that I embrace whatever it is I'm going through. I'm not always like this all the time. My kids will tell you I'm not always smiling, but when I do get the opportunity to smile, I take advantage of it. You know, there are funny things in life. Sadness, depression, things that you go through in life always brings about a funny moment to me. I don't know, I look back and I laugh at it. It's just weird. I imagine it to be in a story, if it's something that's traumatic that's happened to me. Once I've gone through and I've processed it, if I look back and think, you know what, that would actually be a funny story, or it would be a cool story if it was in a book, or I should write a book. And then I start thinking of all different funny things. Obviously having God in my life helps immensely in those dark times, but I think you can over spiritualize things if too much. You know, you have to have a positive perspective on life and just look at the bright side of it, really. I mean, life changes. You're not going to stay down for long. You're not going to stay happy for long. It just continues. It moves.
Okay, lovely. So tell me a bit about your childhood. So what was it like growing up as a child, and how did music actually play an important role in your childhood?
Okay, so my family, I come from a family that sings a lot. So I remember listening to Grace Thrillers and there was the other one. Lots of old school kind of gospel music playing in the background. That was from my dad's side. My mum, she was into reggae hard. Do you know what I mean? It's like every Saturday morning when it comes to cleaning the house, when you want to sleep because you've been out, you know what I mean, late the night before,
I get that one,
and the reggae is running it hard through the house. It's time to clean up the house. You know.
Okay.
Also, when I was going through some downtime, you know, children, they get down too, you know. I used to go into my room and start singing like a melancholy song. I'd be like, feeling sorry for myself. And then I would sing through and I'll get through that time. So I think that comes out in my singing now, and that I'm very expressive. I'm very passionate about my singing. It helps me get through so many things all through my life. So, being the oldest child in a Caribbean home, you know, there's so many stories. I don't think we have time for them right now, but I've had a mix up childhood. Some dark times, some really happy times. So yeah.
So you know, when was there a point in your life where, you know, you said to yourself, wow, I'm actually good at what I'm doing? Because I mean, you know, so many people look at you as a phenomenal artist, as a phenomenal singer. So when was it a point in your life where you actually said, hey, this is actually something that is good, this is something that I'm doing really well? Was there a point where you said, no, I'm actually worth it being a wonderful singer?
I think, again, I don't want to give any straight answers because it's the journey. It's a continual journey. I'm forever now getting to that point where actually I just did that, or oh wow, I didn't think I was able to do it, but look at me, I'm able. There's so many different places because I've sung in settings, I've sung in choir settings where we've gone to different places around the world and sung. I've sung as a solo artist and been in different countries. I remember going to Poland when I was pregnant with Peter Francis and teaching over there and thinking, oh my gosh, I'm teaching people who speak a different language, gospel music, and they're appreciating it, and I'm able to do this, and I'm still pregnant, and then still, do you know what I mean? I just felt like, if I can do this when I'm pregnant, I can do this anytime. Do you know, it's just different. There's just different times when I felt that actually, you know what, I can do this. When I've done my album, when I did my EP, when I recorded on somebody else's projects and they actually asked me to be part of it, and I'm like, wow. So there's so many different levels, so many different times when I felt, okay, all right, I can do this. I can do this.
Wonderful. So let's talk about the future. So what kind of things would you actually want to do in future? What's the greatest aspiration you have for the future? Where do you see yourself?
Do you know what? I feel like I want to just bring everybody I know together and collaborate with everybody, every artist, bring out, because I love writing different genres of music. There's not one, I guess a lot of people know me for the neo soul kind of vibe. I've just recently been going into the reggae lovers rock vibe, and people are loving that, and they're thinking, oh, we should have been doing this from ages ago. I've done pop, I've done acoustic stuff, there's jazzy stuff. You know, I can write for so many different genres, and I want to be able to just work with so many people and bring out the best in their genre and kind of like have a really good collaboration. So for me, if I can show that as an artist I can collaborate and to a high standard with so many different genres and people, and for me that would be like, yeah, that's a good legacy. She did that, she did this, and you know, she wasn't just stuck in one genre. She actually had the ability to do it all. Yes, for me that would be pretty cool. Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
But I know that we haven't actually mentioned one thing. Your acting. I know that there was something going on where you were supposed to be involved in the theatre show. I know that all the shows are shut down at the moment. But how about the kind of thing that you had going on as well?
So that all started up last year before. No, in fact, there was another company that I was working with, and again, that was like a little glimmer of like, oh, I can actually do this. I was asked to be part of a production for our national convention in church a few years ago. It was a very small part, and it was more singing than acting, but I did some acting, and I was like, oh, I can do this. Didn't do anything about it for years. Had a little dab in another company, like I said, I think it was Starlight years ago. We didn't do anything, but we did a lot of practicing for a show that didn't happen. And then last year, I was on a show with you, Lorraine. Like I didn't know that you could act like that. I was shocked. I was looking. I was like, okay, girl, okay.
That's one area that I'm yet to develop further. I loved it so much. It just gave me
same here.
Really, really did.
Yeah. And that just goes to prove, like, at every point in my life, I've had, you know, you kind of think, oh, this is something else I can do. Oh, wow, this is another thing. And you just expand. You don't just stand still. And even though you might not be doing the albums and touring this place and that place, actually you're building up what you can do, your repertoire, whether it's behind the scenes or on stage. So yeah, that was really fun. I really enjoyed that.
I love that so much. Okay, let's get to the final question. Obviously, so many people are just facing so many things at the moment, whether it be bereavement, unemployment, loneliness, all kind of emotions going on right now. So how can you actually just simply encourage somebody out there? Just say something to encourage them.
It's not going to last forever. It feels like it's going to last forever. It's not. You have everything within you to change your situation, and it seems impossible, but you do. You have it. You are uniquely made and designed and placed on this earth for a reason. There's something powerful within each and every one of us. We have it in here, we have it in our hearts, we have it. God has given us something unique, And it's just whether we have to dig deep down enough, far enough to find what that thing is. I think in this time, so many people are finding out that they've got other skills they can do. They're learning different things. They're taking time out to meditate and reflect on their life and what they've achieved and what they haven't, the dreams, dreaming bigger dreams, going for it, learn a new skill. Like, don't take, and I know, I understand, I get that being unemployed and the financial worries is an immediate stress. But there are things that everybody can do. There's still jobs out there that everybody can do. You just have to find something that can facilitate your dream, your passion, and really kind of go for the things that matter, the things that you want to do. This is a good time to change and shift into something bigger and better than what you were doing before. Sometimes we get too comfortable in our complacency, and we sit down, we think, okay, so I've got my job, I've got this, that, and the other, security, I don't need to do anything. And I'm talking to myself when I say this, but something like this has the power to change our situation and force us to think, okay, what am I really supposed to be doing? And with all change, yeah, it's uncomfortable, it hurts, we go through some really dark times, but it doesn't have to stay that way. It won't stay that way. You know, you have the power within you to change it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's all I can say.
Thank you ever so much for inspiration. Thank you for taking the time to do this interview on the LCM show. You have a wonderful day.
It's really fine. I'm away from the kids for 5-10 minutes. It's all good.
Okay,
I'm enjoying the sunshine. So yeah, thanks for having me.